you could tell me they're canceling all of the movies tomorrow and that we're just going to put them away and we're going to build.
Just got a Google alert. They are canceling everything. Gunn's gone.
Yeah. We laugh, but if that happened next week, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can only go up.
Only go up.
Like, okay. Let me ask this: what could be worse?
M. Night Shyamalan.
I'm for it.
I think we're all just like reminiscing about the good times we had with Ted Lasso. So
I didn't watch it.
What?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
What?
Are you wetting me? Are you really wetting me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. You're the guy who's said, you know what time I want to put my movie, my time into? The Purge. That's the time that I want to.
And everything else.
And everything else. But the Purge. The Purge was the one I'm upset about. Like, there's plenty of other shows.
Why you're so upset about that?
I managed to watch the Purge. Waste of time.
And I managed to watch everything else. More stuff than you were watching.
No, not everything else, because you didn't watch Ted Lasso. So not everything else. You watch.
No, you chose to watch Ted Lasso, nothing else. There's a big difference.
I watched Ted Lasso and I watched Young Justice and I watched other good shows. I didn't watch The Purge because The Purge is a waste.
Good, just subjective.
That's fair. But Purge is objectively bad.
It wasn't that bad. I felt like I got my money's worth.
You didn't pay for it though, right? Like it was already included in
I felt like I got my money's worth.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck on The Purge now and how we can work it into DC and how Zack Snyder, that's what he was actually building to, was Superman just once a year,
Superman the Purge,
scores of people, and just like,
I think he's working towards Injustice anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that would be Superman 3.
We've got that in the comics too, so it's like that could be laying groundwork, but that's
I don't think they're going to do Injustice.
What if they do Nightfall?
What was Nightfall?
Nightfall's when Batman gets Breaking Batman.
I love that.
That's when we get John Paul Valley bringing it all back.
That's right. Isn't that when how do you say his name? Azrael?
That's John Paul Valley. Yeah. John Paul Valley is Azrael.
Yeah.
Bring him back. Sell a bunch of merch. Suit.
If you can give me a hardcore 90s purple and orange Batman suit, all right, then I'm in.
Where he had like the worst of both things of a cape and wings.
Purple orange is Zur-En Raw. That's not Nightfall.
Nightfall's purple and yellow, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's blue. Go. It depends on which toy you get.
But Zur-En Raw is purple and orange. Wait, what purple and orange are you?
It looks pretty. I may be misremembering the exact colors, but it's pretty bright.
He's the one with the Mr. Sinister cape, right? That's like shredded.
Yeah,
not really a cape.
Okay, purple and orange. It does tend to point towards Zur-En Raw, which is not. That's not Nightfall. I just want to make sure that we're discussing the same stories.
Okay, it's more blue.
We're all talking about Azrael or whatever.
Blue and yellow, yeah. The blue and yellow. That's the John Paul Valley suit of Batman.
I'm just wanting to remind you guys.
Batman 500.
We got to this from The Purge.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But doesn't John Paul Valley, isn't he the one that uses guns?
I totally forgot.
No, he's lethal. He uses more blades than guns.
Yeah,
blades. Okay.
He wants to watch you bleed.
Yeah.
I forgot he had a second suit. He had the first one he made, and like, you know what it is? It's not clunky enough. And then they made a second suit that was clunkier.
He get light filled up.
Yeah,
pockets everywhere.
Was all the rage
in the 90s.
It's so 90s. I love it so much. So many like chiseled muscles built into the suit for no reason.
Hey, sometimes you want nipples out of a suit. Why not?
We got a whole leg of pouches. Gents.
There we go. Nothing in them.
He does have a thigh pouch on. Yeah.
Bunch of loose jelly beans in each of those pockets.
Cable's younger brother.
Here's my question I was going to ask. Do you think, including the Waller Show, which I think is something that was been like 5 years in discussion or production, is the mistake for rebooting this universe? Because I feel like, again, they're going to run up against all of the old Snyder stuff with her included.
I don't think it matters. I don't think they care.
Okay. All right.
It says this will take place between Peacemaker season 1 and whenever season 2 takes place. So I think they're just going to heavily focus on her involvement with Peacemaker stuff, and then whatever new stuff they
Commandos.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, remember at the end of season 1, spoiler alert, the Justice League shows up.
They're going to be very selective with what they reference.
Okay.
Oh, also, but it's the Justice League, but we don't see that they're all in shadow, aren't they?
Except
No,
for
It's
Flash
like
and Aquaman talk.
yeah, they talk.
oh, they do. Oh, it's been a while since a while. Okay, yeah.
That's
So
what they can get.
no, but Flash and Aquaman are still continuing on until
I
this
know,
point,
right?
until Flashpoint. Then it's like, oh, never mind. Oh, fucking Aquaman 2. How's that after the Flash? Good God.
Exactly. That was my point. Is that you can't. Flashpoint should have been like your break, and they're like, no. By the way, here's Aquaman as well.
Hey,
Yeah,
real quick,
it's
it's
Shazam.
just gonna say right before Flashpoint. Each one of these are gonna open right before Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Title card.
It's Shazam, who has Superman in it.
Yeah, that's
But-
before Flashpoint. That's released before Flashpoint.
No, Shazam is after Flashpoint.
Wait, I forget what
No,
the with the
Shazam's coming out.
Shazam 2 comes
yeah,
out
Shazam 2 is
after
coming out in a couple of months,
Does
right?
it? Why is it? Well, okay, then my problem is with the person who made this list. Put Shazam before the Flash. So whoever made this
Is that
list,
coming
sorry.
out first?
Shazam comes up before.
Oh, okay.
But the thing I was about to ask about that was, yeah, it comes out in March. It comes out in like 2 months.
Okay.
The thing I was gonna ask about that is, the two villains, for the Shazam film.
you're getting a real strong Themyscira vibe.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I'm wondering, I'm like, wait, does
Yeah, you
this
do.
now tie into Paradise Lost?
it very well should.
Nothing ties
but
into
it-
it. Kill
but
the
it
kid.
doesn't.
It's its
It
own
very well
standalone
should, but it does
show.
not.
What, Sinbad's in this movie?
Wait. Sinbad the character or Sinbad the
The
actor?
actor.
Yeah, the
I'm just looking
comedian.
at the cast and Sinbad. Okay, I'm sold. I'm
They
gonna see
dug up
it.
Sinbad
I
the
wasn't gonna
comedian?
see this movie before. The paradigm of
He's
power
not-
Is-
is
has
he
shifted.
dead?
Hold on.
I don't think he's dead.
No, he's
Is-
not
No, he's
dead.
not
Black
dead. I think he had a
Adam?
stroke
Is
or
Black
something.
Then
Adam
why'd
in
you say dig up?
I mean, literally.
Well, that's what I thought because I was like, wait.
Jeez.
I don't see. I mean, in terms of casting, I don't see Black Adam listed.
You
Why
know,
would
you know what
even
else I'm
watch it
thinking
then?
too?
Why would you even watch it?
I'm picturing the conversation they had with The Rock when the first Shazam came out, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to be in this movie?" And he's like, "Fuck that movie. I'm making my own shit." Had he just shown up in that movie, they couldn't have yanked him so easily from the universe because he would have been the main villain.
Yeah.
He would at least got another project out of it.
Nah, man. But he's the anti-hero. He's the star. Don't you get it?
He's the Brahma Bull.
You're not smelling what he's cooking. That's your problem, Rudy
Yeah.
Poo
Fair
candy
enough.
ass.
Ben, so shut up, bitch.
He's not he wants to hit Dom with that wrench, but they won't let him. Like, no.
He just
Dom-
got kicked out of two
Dom
Dom has
franchises.
plot armor.
Yeah.
I
There's
just-
no Lego.
again,
There's no Lego
It's
set
funny
with
just to
him.
hearing the pride in his voice, like, fuck that movie. I got my own shit working on, and I'm gonna be restarting the universe. And like, yeah, you know what? We're good with that, Rock. Go have fun somewhere else.
Okay, so the villains are apparently the daughters of Atlas. For that,
So
for
technically
the
they could be in
Shazam
it.
film.
Could be in what?
And we're tying back because of what I was saying of like,
No, yeah,
it gave
they could-
strong Themyscira vibes. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
I agree. I think they should. I think it very much could be tied to that. I think it should be tied to that, but I don't,
think it
DC.
should because I don't want Zachary Levi anywhere in any
That's-
future projects.
No, but
That's
you
just me
don't need-
personally.
You don't need Zachary Levi because if it's
But it connects
Paradise
the
Lost,
world.
it's no. He doesn't. The two characters do. So the two actresses could be characters in Paradise Lost. You don't need Zachary Levi at all. If you
This
just
is-
have those two characters in
What
the Themyscira show.
Counts. What counts? What counts? Can someone
That's-
please explain to me
I
on
don't-
this list?
This is
What
my point. Is
counts?
why are we asking this? Because the answer is
you know what would have
whatever the
helped?
fuck they want.
I think
Batgirl counts.
something
Only
Kevin
Batgirl.
Feige's done really well. To have a bar with pictures, like,
A fucking chart, man.
yeah, just
Like
like a
Kingdom
line,
for
be
a
like,
chart.
these are all on the line, these are off the line.
And you know why they didn't? Because they don't know. Because if the Flash movie's a hit, suddenly Ezra Miller is in the James Gunn DC universe. If Aquaman makes $500 million, well, Jason Momoa, sorry, you gotta be Aquaman. Lobo's out.
Because
Hey,
they're
here's
just
a
like,
question.
man.
Do you guys think the Flash movie will be a hit? Because I'm going no.
No.
I unfortunately, from what I've heard, I think it will do well.
Are you? I guess I'm gonna ask,
Okay.
are you thinking financially or like critically or in what?
Both.
In both? No, I
Yeah.
think it'll financially be a success. Because of the names that they have attached to it, it'll draw up folks. People will want to see Michael Keaton as Batman.
I don't think people
Okay.
will care that much. I think it will draw. If it draws people, it's because Ezra Miller's a shit show, and people will want to watch the car wreck.
Interesting.
Oh, this is the movie that drove him nuts. Okay.
No, I mean, no. They've been in lots of other things that they've been going off the deep end for a while. I don't think this is the movie that drove them off the track. I think that to the point that Michael Keaton and also the spectacle, not just the.
What other names are in this?
I mean, we can
that aren't in the Justice League
and that haven't been cut.
Oh, so the cast shows Grant Gustin and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
cut.
So like
I'm in. I mean, I don't know.
that
You were in. They were cut out. Look at that jury because they're not in.
Wait, they're not. What
comment,
counts to reiterate?
To the comment that
That's
it's a shit show, it is a shit show, but it's a shit show for DC. I don't think Ezra Miller is. I don't think Barry Allen in this movie is a problem. I think Ezra Miller is a problem, but I don't think Barry Allen in this movie is a problem.
What Pat's saying is that the spectacle is what's going to draw people, not the character.
Right, but
the
there's also the spectacle. There's a spectacle of the Ezra Miller of it. There's a spectacle of DC imploding. That's also it has its own kind
It'll
of
be a celebration.
Right. It has, and you still have the spectacle of having Keaton back, of Ben Affleck, of all these.
No, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's out. Stop it.
You don't know that. If we go and we show up and Ben Affleck is there, just like everyone's like, oh, there's no Andrew Garfield.
Okay, I'm going off the IMDb page. And it's a weird casting. So aside
IMDb
from
is wrong often. My point being is that one, until I watch the movie, I think all bets are off.
You didn't watch Aquaman. You didn't watch Shazam. You didn't watch Black Adam. So until you watch
I watched Black Adam. I did watch Black Adam. Black Adam
watched that one?
Yeah, because it was free on HBO
the
Max.
hierarchy of power in the DC universe.
Yeah, I had to see how the power had shifted. If I didn't know,
how do you know what it shifted from if you didn't see where it was?
I didn't care.
Ken.
And again, you said you watched it on HBO, which means you didn't watch it in theater, so you're not adding to the box office numbers.
No, I did not at all. Exactly, that's my point.
So, which is what you're going to do with the Flash?
What's my cut of the
Which
Flash?
is what you're going to do with the Flash?
Oh no, depending on I may or may not see it in theaters. I don't know yet. I still haven't decided. But I'm less likely to see it in theaters. But my point
adding
is
adding to our point of it not being a success.
The Ninja Turtles movie was a success, the first one, and I didn't add to that box office either. So something me attending or not attending has no bearing on it being a success because apparently there's a shit ton of
hardcore comic fan. They're gonna have a much harder time getting other people
because it's not.
That should be their base.
My point is that all bets are there. I don't anticipate anything being set in stone until the movie's released because they can recut and put things back in until it actually gets released. They can even go back after it's released and after 2 months after, be like, oh, this is the Morbin time cut, and we put Ben Affleck back in there, and we added some more of this because they've done that. They've recut movies and put out here's a little bit extra. Let's do this now.
I mean, that is the Warner Brothers special at this point. It just takes 17 people on Twitter to say we want this, and exactly. They're like, well, we put it all in grayscale, and we actually ray traced everything.
Yeah, ray tracing. We got lots of ray tracing.
Yeah.
By the way, by ray tracing, we mean Ray Fisher. We get Ray Fisher back in there. We have him trace a bunch of things
in there. Also,
the ray tracing.
We brought J.J. Abrams on to add 100 lens flares every 10 minutes. So
speaking of which, isn't his project still going forward though with the Black Superman? Right? That's just an Elseworlds thing.
I don't know. Probably not.
I haven't heard anything about that
I don't know.
That's the thing.
Isn't he working with Coates or whatever to make that?
Ta-Nehisi Coates? Who knows? There's no idea. We have no idea. It's all a shit show.
Everything. It costs you no money to announce something and then say never mind.
If history shows something that they canceled the POC Batgirl, they're going to cancel the POC Superman.
I don't think J.J. Abrams is going to go quietly in the night. I feel like they didn't have a J.J. Abrams to stand up for Batgirl. I think he's going to be like, "Fuck you guys, I'm making my shit."
He can't though. If they say we're not going to pay for it, he's like, "All right, well then I'm not going to make it." It's not like he's going to no. I'm going to make my own Batman film with hookers and blackjack. Actually, forget about the film.
I think it would at least make some news because I remember, when was it when they were like, we're instantly putting these movies on our HBO, and Christopher Nolan was like, I'm not working with them. Like he made a
Yeah.
big hoopla about it.
It's like right.
I could
I
see
don't-
J.J. Abrams
The end
doing
of 2020. Yeah.
Wait, why
I-
wouldn't
I-
Christopher Nolan do anything?
because he's got a bug up his
Remember
butt.
at the end of 2020, he was like, my movies need to be seen in theaters where everyone's contagious.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
You guys
But
fucked
that
over
was-
Tenet. It wasn't
I
too
think
confusing. You guys just don't understand.
yeah,
I think it was also
you're just
though
not smart
like,
enough to get it.
it was also the same thing that Scarlett Johansson went through, was like their contracts were based on like movie theater earnings, and like
Yeah.
there might have been some.
Wait,
Which is
you're
that's
telling me a media conglomerate found a loophole to rip off everybody of their money? That doesn't sound like them.
yeah, that $1 trillion media company ripped off that millionaire. Oh darn! I
Yeah, I know.
That's fine.
Let them fight.
I on principle I'm on Scarlett's side, but also it's like, oh, these millionaires are fighting. It's like, yes, Batman and Superman up there fighting. Who cares? I'm on the ground trying to run to work. I don't have time.
I'm in the
to-
trenches.
Like I just don't have time for that.
Well, I wonder if Marvel was like, this is the only way your movie's getting out. We had it in the can for 4 years, and we sat in it for a reason.
Well, that's a whole different discussion. We don't want a Space Jam scenario. Let's just go ahead and finish out our list.
We're done. They're never going to make Swamp Thing. That's not happening. We're never going to get there. It's not going to happen.
We barely touched on Supergirl, but I guess
Is
we
that,
did.
is that your chin, Pat?
Yeah.
Well, Supergirl's is
I
just an
think-
depressing story.
I think it'd be
Did you read
interesting
the
if
Tom King story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
I haven't read it.
Kurosh. You're saying?
Oh, just
I mean,
that if it because she has
yeah.
ties to the Legion of superheroes, so I wonder if that'll be a through line there of like.
No, that's a whole nother thing you're gonna have to build out.
Yeah. Well, and
Well, just like
it's
little
also in the
pebbles.
animated one too. Yeah. It could lead to that. Like it could be an after credit scene of that. And while I can appreciate the concept, I do think that there is far too much. They got way too many fucking like what's the term, like ovens in the fire. They've got too much shit going on to be like, let's also start seeding Legion. Like they just need to get a concise fucking idea of like what they're
I
planning.
mean, they don't even have the goddamn Justice League. They can
Yeah.
start looking at Legion. You have
Yeah.
the authority so far. That's your big superhero group.
And like Swamp Thing, while I like Swamp Thing, I definitely I don't know how Swamp Thing works as a movie. I mean, I guess I do know with, was it Burt Reynolds? Was he in the
Who?
Because they've
I
done
mean, he
two,
looks like a Swamp Thing.
what was
Are
there,
you- are you
there was
drunk?
there was two Swamp Thing movies and there was two Swamp Thing TV shows. And
There's one Swamp
also a
Thing TV
cartoon.
show. Didn't the other one get
But
canceled?
what if the? Do you
No,
guys
there's-
think there'd be any chance that they adapt like the Alan Moore stuff?
I
I
mean,
don't think
that's
Alan Moore's going to let anybody adapt his stuff.
one. He has no say in it. They can adapt all his
Oh,
existing
okay.
stories.
Yeah, but
they-
he won't give an interview about it.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, he'll say, "Fuck you, go pay the artist." At least pay Bernie Wrightson, which is fair.
I
Bernie
mean,
deserves his due.
that story was so good. I think that would be an interesting conversation of like,
Is that the horror-filled one? Because Gunn made it a point to keep talking about horror with
well,
this
just
project.
because like if I'm maybe I'm remembering it correctly, was it his story where you think it's like a freak accident for this man to turn into this thing, but you realize it's not, and it's something else altogether?
That's his story. Yeah,
I think
And
that would
and
be
then-
the horror of like, what is it? And then it kind of gives me vibes of like Ex Machina.
Well, that's kind of what they did
Oh,
in
okay.
the. I was gonna say I say the CW because that's like the level that it was, but it was DC Universe. that
Oh,
they
yeah,
ended
yeah.
up taking to DC. They did cover that a bit, which was it was an adequate series. They were limited by budget. They had some good moments in it, though. I thought it was an overall worthwhile show.
Give it to Guillermo del Toro. He'll make something amazing out of it.
My point is though that
Yeah.
as a movie, it's pretty short, and
Yeah.
Swamp Things needs I think you need room to breathe with Swamp Thing because there's so many different contextual things.
You're saying he needs to grow
Awesome.
some roots.
I'll
I'll see myself out.
Well, to
by the-
that point though. Go ahead.
sorry, one quick thing. There was a Swamp Thing series in 1990 to 1993, and there were two movies, and then there's also the later series that was the 2019 one, the DC Universe one. So
It was Burt Reynolds in any of them, because when I typed in Burt Reynolds Swamp Thing, I just got things for Deliverance.
no, he's got
Like literally everything. Like, what? Burt Reynolds regrets filming in Deliverance. Like, okay.
no.
The
It
swamp
was
section.
his where the hell's it? It's Dick Durlock is the actor. But
Did he have a mustache?
the way
It's
the
not
vines
Burt
grow
Reynolds,
are these
not-
like mustachy things. It's
Dick Durlock sounds like the knockoff Burt Reynolds you get at the 99-cent store.
yeah.
Hey, I got a Burt Reynolds action figure. Well, I went to the 99-cent store, so I got a Dick Durlock action figure.
I'll take
It
it.
has no points of articulation.
He's got a pencil mustache.
The Swamp Thing one did, because they did make toys for the animated series, by the way, and he had 5 points of articulation, and from Toy Biz.
Didn't
Anyways,
need that much.
I mean,
I feel like you could just put googly eyes on a stick and be like, "Here's your
Make-
Swamp Thing."
Make it one of those Stretch Armstrong toys.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or
I
just
just-
get some like plankton.
The same with the Themyscira stuff. How does
Hmm.
Swamp Thing tie into the greater
I-
DC universe?
I
The
think to your
only
point,
thing-
you've got Constantine in the Justice League Dark. That's
But that would be one direction. I think if they were to go with like something that, and it almost seems too easy, and it feels like it could be an easy cop out. They just keep doing the Waller thing where it's like, look at this other asset. We got some unfamiliar. Like I feel like
everything
be-
ends with her watching a scene,
just watching a screen, and I don't want them to overdo that. I'm like, I
mean-
hope it goes more of the dark mystery magical than it does the another asset, another file, another dossier.
Another one.
what
Another one.
Well, I mean, essentially, she is then the Nick Fury of the DC universe. It's like there's something you part of a larger world. You're one of mine now. You're like it is
Yeah,
that, but I'm okay with that
She
too.
puts a bomb in their head. Yeah, part
You're
of a
saying Nick Fury hasn't thought
a
about doing
larger
that?
universe where I put
Well,
bombs in your head, motherfucker.
I'm on
That
board with that though,
universe is
'cause
real small.
she does that to the Swamp Thing, blows him up, and he's like,
That doesn't work.
"Motherfucker, I'm the Swamp Thing. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?"
As I
Oh,
say, how should we
motherfucker,
recruit the
there's
Swamp
7
Thing?
more bombs.
Dry him up.
I just hope she
fire
goes back into the Dark Knight's what's it, Lucius's room with all the TVs, turns it back on. Let's just turn this back on.
him. Yeah.
Amanda Waller is solely responsible for global warming because she's angry at Swamp Thing. Just-
maybe
He
she
would
puts
listen to
together
me.
her Suicide Squad to take on Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing, who's then joins up with the Creature Commandos. We're bringing them all back.
What's annoying me is they've done Suicide Squad, they're doing Creature Commandos, they've done Peacemaker. Why won't they give me Secret Six? I just want Catman.
Who?
I just
I mean,
want
who's to-
Catman.
I think
Who's to say
you
they
answered
won't?
your own question because Horatio Sands Catman is the
I just want Catman.
Wait, Horatio Sands cat.
Old SNL skit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want
I was saying,
Catman.
wasn't- again,
I want.
Wasn't
I want
Horatio Sands
Bane,
canceled too?
Yes.
maybe. I
very
want
much so.
Bane covered in babies beating Batman. Like I want that.
Yeah.
Like that happened in one of the issues. Like Batman came to stop Bane, and he's like, he just covered himself in babies, and I'm like, this is some weird stuff. But I'm like, this is right up James Gunn's alley.
I was gonna say you're
just-
saying like it's not gonna happen.
We have to get to the established like if
Oh,
Superman's
yeah.
legacy is good, then Bane covered in babies is on the table, baby.
Taking a
I
hard
have
left
to wait
turn.
20 years for this.
No,
Did you guys?
about
did any
the
of you
way
guys
DC does
watch?
it, about 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got about 3 years and a couple reshoots. Did any of you guys watch the Super Sons movie, the animated movie?
No, I want to though, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. The opening dialogue is kind of rough. They're just trying to rush to the plot, but the animation's good. The story's good. I say all this to it's not well, I don't want to ruin it, but I'm saying there if you were to follow that, there could be a way for Gunn to bring back some characters from the Suicide Squad, his version of the Suicide Squad, that would tie into Superman and Batman and bring it all together. If you were gonna follow the Waller stuff, Peacemaker and continue his Suicide Squad run, and it kind of gets away from the Authority at some point.
Like I'm cool with the Waller stuff and the more grounded kind of like Black Ops stuff. It's just
But what
I
is the
feel
Waller
like,
show even going to be about? Because what if we just get West Wing stuff from her? Like we don't even get like this cool action Suicide Squad. It's just all politics within like
24.
whatever division she works in. Yeah.
Yes.
Even
And
24 has
she's
action.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah,
Just
say, wait, wait.
stretching to rip people's stomach lining out.
I say West Wing's a very odd comparison there. Like it's just her
West Wing
a whole lot of
crossed
like.
with 24.
Yeah.
Crossed together.
Oh wait, but here's the thing though. We did have Toby Ziegler in Man of Steel, so we can't. If to your point of us running away from Snyder, we can't have him back.
It's not going to be a
well, I
clean
mean, that-
fix. It's going to be a fix.
well, that's what I'm saying. They made this whole big announcement. They made these 10-year projections. I felt like they could have at least waited, really flushed this stuff out, and gave us an announcement next year or something.
No.
Because again, your Superman movie doesn't come out to 2025.
It's
The
about
stuff you
hype.
announced.
It's
The
about
stuff you
owning
announced
the
is all
day.
stuff.
They want to own the narrative. Like
I
we're
think-
doing all this great stuff.
I mean, I could see it being like this because this was just him talking. It wasn't like on a big platform of like him on a stage at a big conference or something. I think if there's going to be something recent, it'll be at like a Comic-Con or something where it's like a through line, like we have a map, we have a figure type of thing.
I don't know about that because DC, because of the change-ups at DC Discovery and all that bullshit.
Huh.
If you notice, like throughout the year, like we didn't have big turnouts as we have in the past at Comic-Cons because they've been doing like DC fandom and their
Okay,
own
do it
kind
there.
of right. But I'm saying like they've pushed their own thing, but also like does the general audience watch DC fandom versus going to Comic-Con?
But all I'm saying is
don't
like
need-
whatever it is, I think that will be where like we'll see a trailer dump of a bunch of stuff. We'll get a bunch of influencers promoting it for like all the trailers and announcements that are coming out for the slate of DC project. I think this was like a small, like it is still big. It is for those of us that are like in the like wanting to know the next thing with DC. But I think that'll be the bigger thing of like what we have planned, concept art, logos, timeline with a little bit more cohesiveness. Like I would hope. If they were
You'll
to
just
do
see the
anything.
Marvel timeline with just like their DC logos on top of it because they couldn't figure
Let's
out
just see
how to
Ant-Man
do
and
a
the Wasp.
PowerPoint.
Waller and the Wasp. That looks
Just like
weird.
in
Yeah.
Microsoft Paint, Superman written over it.
Swamping Quantum Mania. Like
Yeah.
Superman
Super
spelled
Kang.
SOOPER.
So the idea is this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just them making the announcements, and then we'll see.
That's
It's
my
them
point, though, is
throwing
that-
shit against the wall to see what
Yeah,
sticks.
because put it this way, he got hired 3 months ago, officially hired.
Yeah.
Why rush this announcement when your reboot, your big project is Superman Legacy that doesn't come out until 2025, and the things that the first 3 minutes of your announcement is just projects that are already greenlit.
Because
Like,
I
you're just
think
running through stuff that's already coming out.
I think before those projects come out this year, he kind of is trying to get ahead of it and be like, okay, you want to know is Shazam even worth watching if I know it's going to get
And
released?
and the answer is no. That's my problem is he came out and said no.
He said he came out and said, "You better watch it to find out."
So no.
Well, he said
So
which
no
ones
then?
are going to kind of carry through. I don't know. I think he made an address of it. I'm not saying he answered it, but he made an address of it to kind of be like, okay, it's not.
Because he was like, he
there
literally
was a
says
lot
he's
of
like
unknowns. There
Shazam
was,
is its
like-
own thing,
Yeah.
but it ties into the greater universe, and then we'll have stuff that's else worlds that can exist outside of it. And I'm like,
You know what it was? I honestly, it's probably this. It's probably all the drama with The Rock and all that stuff that was going on. That he's like, I need to get
Yeah.
ahead of this and like
yeah,
make
perhaps,
something.
yeah.
They need to control the
That makes
narrative.
sense.
They need to be
Is
like,
it-
no, we have plans. Don't listen to The Rock. We do have plans. They might not be good plans, but we do have them. So listen to us.
But The Rock didn't say anything bad. That's my whole point. The Rock
The
and
Rock-
Cavill, they
no,
both
no,
just said we had meetings.
No, but
They
confusion
were
of
great
like,
meetings,
wait,
but we're not involved.
I think there was a lot of hullabaloo of like, wait, Superman's back. Wait, James Gunn's taking over. Wait, who's fired? Who's like, what's her name?
yeah.
That the director of Wonder Woman also put out a thing like,
Patty
my
Jenkins.
project. Yeah, Patty Jenkins.
Well, Patty
My
Jenkins,
project's
yeah,
been done.
she was a little burned.
Right, but like people were making their own kind of statements about their own thing, and it's like, okay, I kind of gotta, kind of like a corporate thing, like I gotta do a press letter, and then we'll do
Yeah.
something more polished
Okay,
down the
Is
road.
it-
I don't think it's the right fix, but it's probably like we got to do something.
yeah.
Is there like a 2% chance that Warner Brothers gave James Gunn like a quick check and just said, "Hey, could you just say you're running the DC universe for like 3 months while we figure our shit out?" Like, here is $1 million. It's all the money we have left. Can you say you're running the DC universe?
Not the money we have
And
left. They have bags of it.
All
That's all the
we
money
have
we're
left.
willing
Is
to
it?
give
It's all
you.
we got.
They're sitting on that. They're sitting on that 98 million for the Batgirl.
Yeah,
It's just sunk
exactly.
cost.
I'm just saying, like, at this point, everything. Kurosh, I think you're right. I think you're exactly right that he had to get ahead of it and needed to come out with something because so much bad press had come out thanks to some of the other directors and stars. And the Henry Cavill thing didn't go over well after they had just said he is coming back. It was confusion, but honestly, it's all on the table at this point. Like, you could tell me anything about DC. You could tell me they're canceling all of the movies tomorrow and that we're just going to put them away and we're going to build.
Just got a Google alert. They are canceling everything. Gunn's gone.
Yeah. We laugh, but
It
if
was
that
that Christian
happened
Bale
next
announcement.
week, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Can only go up, though.
Only go up. There's
okay. Let me ask this: what could be worse?
M. Night Shyamalan.
I don't put him on. I would say put him on a Swamp Thing project.
No.
But
Running everything.
that's not. Yeah, that's two different questions. You're saying just put him on one movie, which is still not a good. idea.
Have him run things. You're saying?
Yeah, replacing Gunn.
I'd honestly,
twist.
It'd be the kind of spectacle you want to see explode.
The first 30 minutes, and then you'd be like, "Oh,
I'd pay to see it."
He burned me too badly with Airbender. I never want to see another one of his pieces of work.
That was so bad.
I went into Airbender with high hopes. Going in now, I'm like, what's the fire? What are we watching? Give me the strongest drink you got, and I want to see this truck go ablaze.
Yeah, he's
for some reason the Fire Nation is involved. Something like Fire Nation.
Oh no,
it's why not?
It's
everything was fine until the Fire Nation.
But see, remember, it's the Fire Tribe because James Cameron's like, oh yeah, Book of Water. Then like, oh wait, no, I'm not doing Avatar. My bad.
I'm just gonna retrofit that in.
Bunch
fucking
of
Cameron
jackasses.
No, I think his twist is gonna be like, oh, he's gonna do the Superman legacy thing. Where he's like, oh, we're gonna start off with Superman, but he's getting old as the movie keeps going on. He just keeps dying old. He's getting old.
No, the twist is Swamp Thing controlled the happening.
Yes.
There you go.
Twist.
Oh, and that's how we tie in Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Split and everything else.
So this is the question earlier of what do you want to see that I never answered. Your answer is you want M. Night Shyamalan. This is just your long con.
Like, Shyamalan universe.
How do I get Shyamalan? The Shyamalan-verse.
Honestly, I think I would love to see. I think it's very unlikely, but I would love to see Identity Crisis get adapted.
Well, I don't think I read Identity Crisis.
That's the one where
Dr. Light, the
elongated
memory
man does horrible things to.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't want that story.
We could just keep Snyder. We could have just kept Snyder.
Okay, not.
Christ.
Just like I like the mystery of it, and that it was like not this straight up superhero story. I like that it was like there's some.
That's what we have lanterns for. We have True Detective. We don't need to bring in.
Okay, fine.
We don't need to bring Green Lantern SVU. We don't need that. Like,
okay,
at least we know the first case they're investigating.
Yeah. Are you trying to tell me Dr. Light doesn't?
Then my backup would be the Tom King Mr. Miracle story. I like that one a lot.
I think it's a good story. I don't know how we get.
It would get us to like the new gods and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a good story. That is, although like, with everything else we're looking at on the docket, there's any number of like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's fucking do this. I feel like there's a strong lack of cohesion in the lineup.
I'm also surprised that they were, I guess, burned by what was it? The Birds of Prey stuff to not include any of those characters in anything.
Yeah, I mean, I do like me some Rosie Perez, so there's that.
Right?
Well, I
mean, I felt like Elizabeth Winstead could have gotten her own show / movie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
she's a pretty strong character in that.
There are good. Yeah, I would say there's great actresses and there were good roles there. they don't want to. They want to bring over as little as they can because they just in their heads are like, we have to restart, but they also don't want to. So I don't know. They're
The
so
thing
confused.
though with the restart, I wonder because it doesn't necessarily have to be like a clean slate. It could be because all the multiverse, there's like familiar safe. They could just be like, in this world, this is the same. This is not. This is the same. We don't acknowledge like that doesn't exist. We just don't acknowledge it.
Holy shit! It's DC Comics. Every 20 minutes, we're going to restart. We're going to keep like
We're gonna cohese, then we're gonna
70%
expand.
and get rid of third. We're just going to do this over and over until the end of time. And it's the Marvel universe. We're just going to keep adding and kind of moving the timeline a little bit. Just keep everything's always 5 years ago. Just keep it. Everything's 5 years ago. You're fine. That's it. Wow, they really did it. Okay.
Yeah.
They really
So
are.
they're successful in being failures.
Of adapting the source material.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I see like the general audiences complaining about with kind of comic shows. I'm like, this has been in comics long, but like you're just getting the other parts of it, the parts that weren't there initially, like with the big stories. You're getting the tie-in events, the mini series, all these other things. I'm like, this is comics, baby.
Yeah, you're at the building part. Wait till you get alternate endings, which are just basically the alternate covers. Like, oh, this one's in sepia tone. You gotta see it too.
Well, that's why I was saying like earlier that DC had an opportunity to at least not follow Marvel down that and just be like, we're going to put out movies. Hopefully you like some of these characters or shows or whatever the projects are.
Did they say anything
Instead,
about
they're
their
like-
games as well? Were the games?
They said
supposed-
the voice actors are going to be the same for the games as well. They didn't say which games are coming out.
This is
though.
where
Oh,
it's
just the
going to
actors,
fall.
not like the stories, right?
Yeah, I thought they said the stories were going to tie in too.
Because I'm like,
Because the only
well,
game
strap in.
the only game they have on the docket is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, right? Like that's the only game that I think is
That's coming up. That's
on the DC.
No,
But
no,
that's going to
they
come out
have-
before. That's going to come out before any of this stuff,
Guys.
right? Before
they have
or
DC
before Blue
Click.
Beetle, I guess.
DC Click's coming out.
Is
So
that,
what is?
is
It's
that
a
fucking
game.
Snap? Is you gonna fucking
What?
do Snap?
No,
Are you bringing us back to Snap?
What?
Because I'm on board.
Absolutely not.
But,
What are you
like, come
talking
on.
about?
They have a Wonder Woman game coming that they teased.
Did it
Oh,
really?
shuck! Paradise Lost again. Damn it! Here we go.
There
Monolith
it is.
Productions. It's an untitled.
Oh no, Paradise Lost doesn't have her in it. This is a whole different game. That doesn't tie in at all, Ken.
Wait,
Standalone.
Monolith. I'm missing the name. Who? What else is
Monolith.
Monolith?
Is
then?
that the studio?
That's the studio that develops it. They made
What
Middle
else did
Earth
they make?
Shadow of the Middle Earth games.
Mordor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Those
Fear.
are fun.
All right.
Those are probably
I
their
didn't play
more
Fear.
notable games in recent years.
That could be fun.
So like a nemesis system of some sort. Anyway, I don't want to go too far into it, but I just was like, man, that's another variable in all this. If it's like tying all that in, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well, again, I think that's going to slow down production on a bunch of stuff if they're trying to tie it into the universe.
If you could pick one of these projects that are slated to succeed, which one would you want to succeed? Like just take one,
Which one I want?
one W out of all this. Out of all the ones that they said they're gonna do. Like I just want this one to be great.
Nothing.
I'll take Superman Legacy.
I'll take Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. If gun to my head, shit.
I almost said Lanterns, but
I'm gonna say Lanterns.
I
It's
don't
a
want
toss
Lanterns.
between Lanterns and Superman Legacy.
I don't want Hal to succeed, so I don't want Lanterns to succeed. Because they said Hal, so I'm like, no.
I want Lanterns to succeed so we can get other Lanterns.
We can just get other
and-
Lanterns. We don't need to have Hal.
We don't, but he's in it regardless. So
So now I want it to fail.
he's the most famous.
but then
Lantern.
but then you're stuck with him.
No,
It's just like saying
no. I just want it to fail, and then they come back to it again and be like, you know what?
But
No,
they're not gonna come back to
the
it.
problem
Kid.
is they're gonna.
It's
the
gonna fail,
problem
and then
is
they're just gonna go away.
They won't say it failed because of Hal. They'll say it failed because of all the other reasons, or because
Because
we
of the
tried
black
adding
guy.
John Stewart or all this other stuff. We should just
The
go back to
woke
Hal.
media made us do that. We should have just had Hal Jordan alone.
We need
We
this
were
to
still in
succeed
Florida.
Yeah.
because this is the first time they've added John Stewart, and then we'll be like, okay, there you go. Now we can give other Lanterns a shot too.
I can't take that ride.
Okay.
You sound like a guy from Florida. I can't watch this.
But, okay.
with that
The
black guy in it.
funniest one to
You take him
succeed.
out, I'll watch the movie.
The funniest one to succeed. the Authority if that succeeds. Because if that's the only one, suddenly they've now built the DC universe on the Authority, and those are fuck Superman, fuck that Midnighter. These are our guys.
Yeah.
These are our primary heroes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I kind of want that now, just for that same like woke media idea. Like, here's your Superman, here's your Batman. They're in love. Spoilers, like, and they just go
but
at
you
it.
don't reference that at all until part 2.
If they succeed, if they succeed, I feel like Snyder's going to rip his hair out. Like I was making that.
Yeah.
You
Well,
motherfuckers, I was making that movie.
Less slow motion.
Fair enough.
I don't know enough about what their plans are with Booster Gold to want it to succeed. So Supergirl kind of, or Swamp Thing.
I think it's a show.
Yeah, I mean, what's the context? Is it him coming back in time? Is it him meeting up with
him lying about everything?
Yeah, but is that it? Is he meeting other people?
I mean, Booster Gold. What else do you need for?
I want them to do Better Call Saul with Booster Gold.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Get Vince Gilligan attached.
He becomes a lawyer, and
no, just like this guy who just like hustles and fakes his way to
lies.
Yeah,
everything's a lie.
Have you seen? Wait. I should preface it. Yeah, okay.
Ken hasn't watched it.
No, I'm aware of it. I haven't watched it.
It's one of the mini shows that he wasn't watching because he's watching.
Watched Breaking
What
Bad
was it again?
either.
Okay, fair. I didn't want to say anything that.
No, I'm aware of the
and he gets on me about The Purge.
Yeah.
What else I saw? Those other two shows.
Better Call Saul is a lawyer who's just scrapping by and just finds ways to get to the same result as other lawyers, but like in undignified ways.
Okay.
Very much so.
And yeah, so
it's often comedic.
Yeah.
So in that way too, considering that it's Better Call Saul is a reference, is he meeting other people? Like, do you have a Giancarlo Esposito show up as oh god, you cosplayed at it and I can't remember his name.
Me?
Yeah, you cosplayed as the character that I can't think of that killed spoilers, killed Blue Beetle.
Tech
spoiler.
No.
Not Tech Cord. Max Lord.
Maxwell Lord,
Max
yes.
Lord. That's what.
Do you have those? Yeah. Are you doing those same things where you're like, oh, here's an episode with Maxwell
involved, but through his antics, he gets himself involved in bigger problems that he's really able to wrap himself. And he's like, how do I navigate this hellhole of a world that I'm in?
And that's something Vince, the guy from Breaking Bad, does really well. Like he'll set up the small like pebble that you step over or the crack in the sidewalk that causes a much bigger thing. So that would be awesome. Actually,
I'm on board for watching your pitch if that's what we're gonna get. But then I think we're gonna have the problems of like right now you're selling me on a better show than I think they're gonna put out.
Ken, every night you want to watch a DC movie, I'm just gonna come by and just read you a bedtime story of what the pitch should be, and then you could rest easy. Be like, this is the DCU I want.
Yeah. But then everyone's like, oh, hey, do you see Booster Gold? I'm like, I know about it. I know what happens. And it's so good, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, but what about that part where this happened? I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's not what Kurosh told me. It's your story.
Fair enough. So now we're just doing that. So you're selling me on fanfic?
Headcanon.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm selling on
He'll read it to you in the Alex Jones voice as well.
Yeah, oh, God.
Really sell it. As not being real.
Maxwell Lord's coming for you in the night.
More heavy breathing.
So what to keep out of the way of the Maxwell Lords, you got to buy my vitamins. My vitamins are worth $25.99. You get them from me directly.
Frogs that go because of Swamp Thing.
Tactical baths.
Swamp Thing.
Superman's leaving chemtrails.
Superman's leaving chemtrails.
Oh, Alex Jones could just be Lex Luthor.
No, we don't need to give him any. We've already had the
He's
Lex
like,
Luthor
get the
is
Superman
Donald
out
Trump thing. We've already had that story. I don't need that anymore. We need to stop giving these people any airtime.
Let's go back to bedtime stories.
I get it. Yes, just we need to not platform some of these people.
Do we even run into a Lex anywhere in this lineup? I don't think we do, right?
I mean, we can run into him in the Superman Legacy. We can run into him with
not for doing Young Superman, right?
Maybe it could just be like LexCorp.
No, it depends on your iteration because in some iterations, Clark and Lex are friends as kids.
But
fair enough.
It doesn't have to be like Kansas. I mean, he could just be like LexCorp.
Right, he can be
starting his own
in the background.
There can be any number of Brave and the Bold. You could also have because if it's
Waller?
Batman, He could Waller. If you have the President Lex storyline, the Waller thing definitely works. But the Brave and the Bold, Batman, Bruce Wayne could definitely interact with Lex Luthor, and Supergirl as well. Swamp Thing as well.
Fun.
Swamp Thing.
That
He
Well, he's
Mysterio,
like,
give
I
it
don't
to
think he's
me
gonna
as
really interact
Mysterio.
with her in the Supergirl one.
He could be funding the Authority as a response to Superman.
Yeah, he could also be funding certain things to help fight some of these people.
If the movie doesn't end with Amanda Waller with a case file, it ends with Lex writing a check. Every DC film.
Wait. So you're gonna go back to Lex is the one who designed all the icons for all the superheroes? He's like, here's my Aquaman design that I made, and I also made one for Cyborg. I made all of these for them. Back
And
to
they're
the
all free to use. Free use. It'd be awesome if he sued them before they even got started.
Exactly. He's like, what do you use my? No, this is copyright infringement. This is how nefarious I am.
I'd like the Justice League shut down. Thank you. Take it to the Supreme Court.
There you go.
Yeah,
should
I would
end
like
it
to
on
see
Alex
Legacy
Jones as,
succeed, but I'd also like to see that Lantern show we pitched. I think that Lantern show would be great.
The one we talked about in the other chat, essentially of just doing like it is that rookie cop series. Like I want Jon Stewart training Jessica Cruz, and I want Guy Gardner training Simon Baz. I want these people. Those are the
But
main
you're not getting that.
points. No, I'm not getting that, and so that's why I don't want Lantern to succeed. I want DC to fail and finally hire people who know what they're doing and can be allowed to put together concise stories.
What you're gonna get is
I'm not gonna get that.
Jon Stewart interviewing Hal Jordan about stuff that he saw.
Oh,
if
Jon Stewart becomes IA, which I'm on board with. Like he could
essentially,
yeah.
If this fails, at what point are they just selling to Disney? Like when's the cash out? Discovery is just looking to cash out, pretty clear. At what point they're like, yeah, we'll take the check.
I mean,
well, Discovery bought Warner Brothers, so why would they be looking to cash out?
Because they can just be like, can Discovery say like, okay, you know what? We'll make more money selling the DC properties, not just Warner Brothers, but we maintain our film division, but we sell DC's properties and catalog to Marvel, to Disney, and we just get out of the comic book business. That's what he's saying.
If this goes sideways,
which if that means I get a Malcolm comics, I mean I might be on board, but I don't see it happening. But I don't know. I do know that
I think Disney will eventually take over all franchises.
I was going to say, would the FTC allow Disney to buy Warner Brothers?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they're definitely going to put a stop to that. They do that all the time.
If Disney throws enough money at whoever they want to, they will. Like, there's no stopping them. The mouse is just a bag of money with ears. Like, it's just throw some money at it. Like, it's done. How do you think that's why Mickey's still not in public domain? They just alter the laws when they need to keep themselves safe.
And yet they lost Winnie the Pooh.
They got Pooh free.
They never, but they
and they're losing Florida as we speak.
I mean, that's not much of a loss. Let's just be honest. Like,
it is for Disney.
I mean, did they lose it though? I mean, they'll just put a hit on him soon and get rid of him. Like, it's fine.
Another state will give them all the tax breaks they want. It's fine.
They're not leaving. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
they're just sitting right there going, hey.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take away we'll quietly take away people's rights. It's fine here. We just won't talk about it as much and we'll keep giving you enough tax credit so you're allowing us to commit crimes against human rights, but it's fine because
this
money,
podcast
right?
has taken a turn. I mean, it's not, I agree.
It's taken several turns.
It's a lot of twisted turns.
I think if it were to fail, if it goes south, I think the things that they hold on to, and this is where the Elseworlds kind of come back. They have enough of those that have been at least to some degree successes that they just keep going back to that. They're like, if we can't do some cohesive, just lean into the everything for itself.
Yeah, like the musical,
which is frustrating as a fan, but as an executive, they're like, attach Scorsese, put this team on it, do that, put this actor.
Put Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, and we'll just make another, Joker movie. That's fine.
Jeez Christ! Did any of you watch her in her as an Italian in?
Gucci.
No.
Yeah,
yeah.
If she brings that same sort of energy as Harley Quinn, this is going to be a beautiful disaster.
At that point, just
It is
sign
good.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
He's already
Yeah,
auditioned.
He's too earnest.
That's
I'm
fair.
trying to think of the role for Tommy Wiseau within the DC.
He's auditioned as the Joker.
But that means you're taking it away from the Joker.
Joaquin,
No, not taking away, just another Elseworld. We can have more
Yeah.
than one.
you can
Okay,
have like
so-
5 or 6 Jokers.
It never needs to
You can
stop,
have at
Ken.
least 3 Jokers in one world, apparently, but that's a story for another day.
I looking at the lineup, I still feel like we're not even gonna get to any of this Gods and Monsters stuff because there are at least 3 stumbling blocks in the opening stuff.
Yeah.
That's already been greenlit.
I mean, this is for the man who
Like
said Ant-Man was
Shazam-
gonna be a stumbling
Shazam-
block, so I don't know if I can
Shazam
trust
is
you.
gonna be a stumbling block. I think Blue Beetle is questionable at best, and Aquaman too,
I think
because
Blue
they've already
Beetle.
chopped that thing to hell as well.
The thing that bummed me about Aquaman 2 is, I think, didn't the director leave? The Fast Furious guy?
Yeah,
That bummed me out. But I wasn't invested really, so I'm like, I didn't have a stake in the game in there.
so I'm like, if you have 2 out of the 4 not do well, are we even gonna be like, you know what? Where's that?
But the-
Where's that?
James Gunn, we
Check
can't
the
trust
Disney.
him. None of this is mine. What?
Yeah, I think they're like, let's just get to that point sooner. They're like, we're releasing Flash a month in advance. Can we just get past all this that was already there?
How much of this can we just release in 23 and be done? Like just once a month. Here's another one. Just keep them coming.
And at the rate, I mean, this is almost its own thing, but at the rate, like, if movie theaters go in the direction they're starting to go with their recent stuff, maybe they go for it. They're like, hey, this is already on HBO. Like, just go watch it there or something. I don't know.
Further raging Christopher Nolan. You guys haven't learned your lessons.
He can be the
70
Lex.
millimeter.
What?
It's about to
wish
be
Gunn the
midnight
best
in
of luck.
Florida,
Yeah.
and
I think Lex said it best.
He's gonna need
There's
a lot
gonna
of
be
it.
a crisis.
Yes. I think there already is one. There was one. He's continuing it.
Yeah,
yeah,
because it's DC. It's always a fucking crisis.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah,
Marvel's
totally.
Secret, whatever. Marvel's
Secret Invasion.
Just
Or
Marvel's
Infinity
Secret.
Wars.
Yeah.
Marvel loves Infinity Secrets. DC loves a crisis.
That's it.
Kurosh, do you want to please promote the podcast?
Yes.
Oh, my stuff?
Where can we find
Yes,
you,
yes.
Kurosh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
thank
Yeah.
Where can
so
people
you
go
find-
listen to a better podcast?
Yeah. What's funny is this is like when we on my podcast. So the podcast I'm a part of is the weekly DLC. We've been doing it. We come out weekly. We'll be recording on Thursday.
This show off. We come out. We got a schedule.
No,
We're
no,
organized.
but see,
We
We
put in the
don't
name.
have-
We kind of had to fulfill that. We're the weekly DCU every month.
you know what's funny is we came up with the name first, and we're like, let's meet bi-weekly, and then we just were like, no, we should probably we could do this every week, right? We're like, yeah, we should probably. The name says it.
The name says it.
Yeah, we've kind of put ourselves in a corner there, but yeah, the weekly DLC, and then I do my own stuff as well on stream and on YouTube at kujoprime.
Cool.
Thank you guys for having me too. I appreciate jumping on
Thank
here.
you for
Thanks
coming
for spending some time with us.
Yeah,
and
this
working
was
some
fun.
things
A lot of
out
fun.
because there's some angles I didn't see coming.
I'm
Like
definitely.
bring all,
lanterns.
you gotta
I'm ready
bring all
for-
the angles.
I'll leave. Go ahead and I'll make sure you have a key for the front door because I want to hear some bedtime stories of what the DC universe could be.
I'm on my way right now. I got
Yeah.
the book ready to read you tonight.
That's good. I'm
Go
on
drink.
board.
Go drink some whiskey though, so you can get your Alex Jones voice working.
JPG gave me some good whiskey tips, so I'll bring that one,
There
and
you
then
go.
I'll bring and we'll have a nice little lullaby.
There we
After
go.
the third glass, it just becomes what DC is now.
Yeah, I'm just like, and then Martha and Martha. You wouldn't believe it.
These boys have a mom with the same name. What a twist.
Have a good night, Martha.
Why did you say that name?